ladies and gentlemen, introducing these two Muay Thai warriors once again. The fighter standing in the blue corner. He is 24 years of age. He stands 175 centimeters tall. He weighed in at 67.1 kilograms and has a fight record of 12 wins with 4 losses. He represents Papua New Guinea. He is Jonathan Tuhu. And standing across the ring in the red corner, this fighter is 27 years of age, stands 177 centimeters tall. He weighed in at 67 kilograms and has a fight record of 4 wins with no losses. He represents Jordan. He is Izzeddine Al Derbani. Your referee in charge of the action is Hassan Kabal.
And it is time for a battle, 3-minute rounds of Muay Thai action here from the Nohad Nafal Stadium. Crowd absolutely on the edge of their seat as their hero for this bout, Izzeddine Al Derbani, will go to work against Jonathan Tuhu. See, a bit of a height advantage is going to go to Al Derbani, just about 2 centimeters, so not a big advantage, but he does have a reach advantage, which is going to be very important in this matchup. Referee giving the final instructions. And here we go. Fight is underway. Round number 1, Muay Thai action. It is Al Derbani in the black with the red trim, and it is Tuhu with the black and the white trim. Tuhu strikes first. Kick to the leg. But answering back, Al Derbani. Quick feet for Izzeddine Al Derbani. Quickly to the body and to the legs. Already seeing a speed advantage possibly going to the Jordanian fighter. Tuhu not backing up though, leading with the jab. And Tuhu, the more aggressive of the fighters, moving forward. That often you see give and take with Muay Thai. Let your opponent throw a kick, you throw a kick back, a little give and take, and then somebody will turn it up, and it looks like Al Derbani's going to be that guy, but no, big right hand. Jonathan Tuhu right down the middle on a bit of a slip. Al Derbani hits the mat. Beautiful kick to the body for Izzeddine Al Derbani. 1-2 just misses. The crowd showing tremendous respect for the Muay Thai discipline. And why not when you got a guy like Al Derbani that can throw that quick and that exciting. That's something to be very, very hyped up for as he rings him down to the ground. Remember, this is not an MMA fight, so he's not going to get points for the takedown. Well, he led with that big kick, got it all the way to the face, huge teeth. Now, one thing you got to remember about Jonathan Tuhu is he does have that tornado kick, and it's insane. If he can land that, that's all she wrote. He is known all around the world for the tornado kick. Leading up to this fight, I saw some highlights online that would absolutely make your jaw drop. Jonathan Tuhu is that guy. Now in the clinch. Now remember, the fighters can stay in the clinch if they're active. They weren't active right there. Spinning back elbow misses. No points for the takedown. Jonathan Tuhu. We've seen at least 6 takedowns here in round number 1. Beautiful left jab there by Jonathan Tuhu, striking back. I said black with white trim. It looks like it's brown with white trim there for Jonathan Tuhu. Very, very back and forth matchup here. Jonathan Tuhu throwing a ton of strikes, just landing with the kick and not flush. But now really starting to put on the pressure with just a few seconds left to go in round number 1. Bit of a flurry, they get into a clinch. Not a whole lot of action there. Usually you'll see the elbows, the knees, but we're seeing more of an MMA clinch and not really a Muay Thai clinch. And that is the end of the round. Round one is over, and that one's going to be a very tough round to call, but definitely setting the pace are Tuhu and Al Derbani, giving the fans what they want to see, and that is the slugfest. Both men, not really taking the technical approach, just going after it. They were slow in the beginning, as per most Muay Thai fights, but then things really picked up there in that last minute and a half, because it was basically just a flurry from the both of them. And like I said, that's going to be very, very tough to call. Now, one thing that your coach will probably tell you coming into a fight, if you're fighting it somewhere far away, you want to try to beat it decisively. So Jonathan Tuhu is going to have to really put on a show here. He's going to have to make a decisive run against Al Derbani, because Al Derbani's at home. Now, I'm not saying that our judges would sway it in any way. That being said, you want to come into hostile territory with a plan to win, and you want to win decisively. So Jonathan Tuhu is going to have to pull out all those tricks, and maybe we see that tornado kick that he's famous for. Fighters are ready to get back to work here. It is round number 2 in this battle between Izzeddine Al Derbani and Jonathan Tuhu. Round 2 is underway. Al Derbani starting off quick, throwing big kicks. You don't want to tire yourself out. You want to make those strikes effective. Jonathan Tuhu missing with 2. Just still trying to establish the range, Tuhu and Al Derbani. Both fighters seem to be a little out of range, haven't quite got that yet with the kicks. And we haven't seen a lot of big strikes as far as with the hands as well. Not a lot of big elbows, not a lot of big punches yet. These guys are still just kind of filling each other out, if that makes any sense, because we're seeing a lot of clinches, a lot of sloppy fighting right now. We're ready to see that crisp striking that these men are definitely capable of. Leading with a big flying elbow. Al Derbani, and he just missed with that spinning back kick. Now clinching once again, Tuhu and Al Derbani, still very young in the Muay Thai game. At 24, 27, you see fighters, especially fighting out of Thailand, that are literally fighting every week, sometimes twice a week, and they have insane numbers like 50, 60 fights to their name. I saw a 25-year-old guy with 100 fights, so these guys are still relatively new, and you can tell because it's not very effective striking by either fighter yet. Beautiful outside leg kick by Al Derbani, and he answers with another one. Perhaps more significant striking right now going to Al Derbani. Not by much, but he has landed some nice shots to the body, to the ribs, and those outside leg kicks. Jonathan Tuhu now pushing forward, representing Papua New Guinea, a very, very small country. Very near to Australia, so he definitely had a big trip coming all the way over here to Lebanon, and you got to wonder if that's going to be a problem. A big spinning back elbow that misses, and Tuhu goes to the top, possibly looking to capitalize on that. No ground and pound allowed, boys. We've seen Izzeddine, throw everything but the kitchen sink with the spinning back kicks. A lot of spinning back elbows. Not a whole lot of time here left in round number 2 to really make an impression. And if anybody has, I'd say Al Derbani, just because of effective striking. And another takedown. You can tell that Izzeddine Al Derbani has that MMA background. He is an MMA champion, and I think, and a big right hand, and he loses his mouthpiece. Jonathan Tuhu showing off a little bit of power. It looks like that's going to take us to the end of the round. I don't know if the clock stopped there. I believe that's going to take us to the end of the round. Nope, just a few seconds left in this one. And there we go. There's your bell. Round 2 is up, and just when you think Al Derbani is in the driver's seat, a big right hand by Jonathan Tuhu knocks the mouthpiece out of the mouth of Izzeddine Al Derbani. The power in full effect by the man from Papua New Guinea. Our beautiful Phoenix FC girls keeping the crowd entertained in between rounds. And now we go to that very important third and final round. Big moment for both of these men, as we've made note of this a number of times. How important is this fight? And there it was, just grazing the jaw of Izzeddine Al Derbani. Was that big right hand in that huge flurry, and it knocks the mouthpiece out. Now, is the momentum in the favor of Jonathan Tuhu now? You got to wonder. But going back to it, the magnitude and just the lead up for months and months, we've heard about Phoenix FC and how big this really was, and all the men that made this possible. And now it's finally to fruition, and leads with a big head kick to Al Derbani and ends up with a slip. And they're going to clean up the water there. They're going to dry up that water. I believe it was a slip on the water. And, Al Derbani, once again, on his backside there, that time taking a risk, going for a big head kick. Jonathan Tuhu, 24 years old, man. He looks like he has been through the ringer. This guy looks like he's 35 years old and, has been through a war or two. But just 24 years old, and this guy is an absolute killer as far as the power goes in the hands. If he can get inside the range of Al Derbani and land some big punches, I feel like that's where it's going to be for Tuhu. But allowing Al Derbani to kick is not going to be a good way to go about it. They clinch. They're going to allow him to work in the clinch. And a big kick to the body by Al Derbani. That has been his bread and butter in this matchup. And here we go. What a flurry by Izzeddine Al Derbani. He goes to the back of the leg, and it's going to be a slip, and they're right back to it. The crowd loving it. Can Al Derbani do it for the fans here in Lebanon? Originally from Jordan, but here in Lebanon, an absolute insane following for this young man. And what a dream come true it would be in the biggest event in all of the Middle East to get a big W in the first Muay Thai fight, setting the tone for the Muay Thai fights for the entire night. We haven't seen much out of Tuhu yet, but remember, at any moment, he could throw out a dynamite punch. If he can land it flush, he can end this fight. I got to say, I want to see this tornado kick. If the tornado kick's going to happen, let's see it out of Tuhu. Al Derbani has to be careful not to tire himself out here. With that being said, with just about a minute and a half left, why not throw it all out there? And we're getting every bit of fight from Izzeddine Al Derbani. Tuhu definitely not going away, but Al Derbani is still just throwing everything that he has, every bit of energy. We may have lost the mouthpiece again, but we're right back to the action now. Tuhu trying to press forward, trying to make one last run. Oh, and he missed with that one. And it looked like it was a right hand that grazed it, but I don't believe it was. It was just a trip. Beautiful inside leg kick by Al Derbani. Not a whole lot of time to work with here. Both men are going to have to really make an impression in a very, very tightly contested fight. Will it be Al Derbani or will it be Tuhu? And a big kick to the head, and that one landed, and he is getting that standing 8 count. Wow, what a huge, huge kick for Izzeddine Al Derbani, and that definitely is going to win him the round unless we see something miraculous out of Jonathan Tuhu. And that is it. That is it. Round is over. Was that knockdown the knockdown that gives him the victory? Wow, what a fight between these two, Tuhu and Al Derbani, as you see. Show of respect as Tuhu's going over to the corner of Al Derbani. And Al Derbani is just celebrating to his fans here, and they are all showing him a ton of love here at the Nahad Nafal Stadium right here in Beirut, Lebanon. This was a battle, and look at that show of love from the audience. And here now Al Derbani comes over, embraces his opponent, shows the love, shows the respect that we see in all of martial arts. And that is why we do it, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, is it clear cut? Did Tuhu do enough to counteract that knockdown? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tight. And personally, I think this is Al Derbani's fight. I think that final knockdown is what's going to give him the victory. But now we're going to get the official word. Grant Waterman has our decision. Let's send it up to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic fight. But after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. And we have a unanimous decision in favor of your winner. From Jordan, Izzeddine Al Derbani.
In what was a very competitive contest, you see the show of respect traditional of Muay Thai fights. There it is. Izzeddine Al Derbani did what he had to do. That was his mission, to get a victory, and he did it right here in the Nahad Nafal Stadium, Beirut, Lebanon. And you better believe it's going to be a great night for that young man. Jonathan Tuhu gave everything that he had, but it was not to be. Izzeddine Al Derbani with a huge win, our first Muay Thai winner here at Phoenix FC #1.